big, beautiful, loving planet called Earth. So I felt like I should say this because we are getting closer to this holiday. So over the course of the next 2 months, whatever it is, whether it be in theaters, whether it be at home, on a streaming platform, I'm going to be watching as many horror films, as many thriller films, as many sci-fi fantasy films, and not just films. It's going to be TV shows as well. It's going to be getting me ready for that spooky season, because that spooky season is officially started. And the reason I bring this up is because Disneyland, California Adventure, and Universal Studios here in California are all they start. This is their first week. They're doing their Halloween events, whether that be the Oogie Boogie Bash, decorating the parks for Halloween, the haunted houses, mazes, whatever you want to call it at Universal. That all started this week, and I've been watching some horror films in the last 2 days. Like, I've watched The Haunting. I've been rewatching movies. Let's just put it that way. I rewatched The Haunting in Connecticut, the first one, and then I've watched the second one, The Ghost of Georgia. And I started watching this movie, Black Christmas, that was released a couple of years ago. I think it was like 2021 or 2022. There was one that was back in the 70s or 80s, I think. So there's a lot of movies that are horror related or thriller related or sci-fi fantasy related or psychological, maybe even demons and ghost related movies as well. But that's what I'm going to be doing over the course of the next 2 months. And I know that two months may be a little bit too long, and I probably shouldn't be watching it until October. But this is that time of the year where everyone starts watching those types of movies, whether it be, like I mentioned, the Haunting in Connecticut films. There's the Annabelle films. There's the Conjuring films. There's Split. There's The Glass. There's just a bunch of films that are out there that exist that are horror related, that people who enjoy Halloween get into. And like, there's The Exorcist. There's the new Exorcist movie, Exorcist Believer. There's The Exorcist from 1973. There's Beetlejuice. I don't know if you want to classify that as a horror film, but there was the one that was released in the 1990s, and then there's the new one that's opening up on next Friday, a week from today. There's this AI movie that's opening today that has that's like basically an artificial intelligence or robot that takes over this house and kills a bunch of people. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not. And just to let you guys know, just because I watch horror films, just because I watch thrillers and all that stuff around this time of the year, does not mean I'm a psychopath or a serial killer or any of those things. I'm not. I watch them because I love this time of year. And it doesn't make me a sociopath. It doesn't make me a psychopath. It doesn't make me a creeper or anything like that. It's just, there are a lot of people, a lot of human beings who watch horror films and watch horror TV shows and watch thriller TV shows and thriller movies and sci-fi and fantasy movies and TV shows right around this time of year, because it's getting to that time of the year where people like to be scared. And there's a movie called Halloween. There's the Friday the 13th movies. There's the Freddy Krueger movies. Nightmare on Elm Street. There's just a bunch of horror-related films and thriller-related films and all of those types of films that are right around August, end of August, September, October. Those 3 months are usually the busiest for the horror genre, the thriller genre, the the science fiction / fantasy genre and it doesn't just have to be movies. It could be TV shows. It could be songs or music videos that are being released right around this time each year. It could be a podcast that's got the Halloween theme. All of that stuff plays a factor. That's it. This is that time of the year where everyone starts to get into that Halloween mood, if you will. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting into that type of mood. And I'm going to continue to be in that mood for the next 3 months. Or next 2 months, really. All of September and all of October. Now, tomorrow's vlog, before I do birthdays, tomorrow's vlog is going to be the recap of all 7 monthly tasks that I set for August. And then on Sunday we'll move into the monthly task for September, which will go from September 1st to September 30th. And then once that one's done, we'll go to the monthly task for October, then November, then December, and then we start a whole new one for the year 2025 with January monthly tasks, which will be kind of coinciding with the New Year's resolutions I set for next year, and all of that stuff. So we'll get into all that as we get closer and closer to that. But before I go and do birthdays, I have one last thing I have to say. So Brandon Ayuk, the 49ers wide receiver, was kind of holding in, or I don't know how they describe it, but he finally signed a 4-year deal worth $120 million to remain with the Niners for the next 4 years, and 76 of that 120 is guaranteed. Now, I don't know how much that's going to be each year. I think about like 40, 80, no, like maybe 35 mil a year or 30 mil. No, it's got to be somewhere close to 35 mil a year. Anyways, that's beside the point. So that's one of the predictions I made for my sports teams, is that Brandon Ayuk re-signed or got an extension with the Niners, and that just happened yesterday. So that was one of the things. Now, also, someone else who got an extension was Steph Curry. He signed a 1-year, $62.5 million extension, which puts him through to the 2027 season, or 2026-2027 season. So he's got 2 more years with the Golden State Warriors at this point. And hopefully that leads me to the other one, is that hopefully this year he'll reach 25,000 career points, which should happen within the first 10 games of the season potentially. And then my three of the predictions were to see the Sharks win the Stanley Cup, the Giants win a World Series, which probably most likely will not happen. It's very unlikely it'll happen because they might not even make the playoffs this year. And then the other one was the 49ers win the Super Bowl next year. But again, we'll just have to wait and see on that last prediction. As far as the Giants, the SF Giants go, they would have a lot of things they need to do over the course of the next 30 days to even make the playoffs. So that one's kind of up in the air. And the Sharks one, their season just doesn't start till October 5th, which is about a month and a couple days away. So anyways, we got a bunch of birthdays to wish, so let's dive into that. I want to wish Mira Blues a happy birthday today. I would like to wish, we got a bunch here. Andrew Gioni's a happy birthday. Jessica Yuli Henwick a happy birthday. Bleeda BB Rex a happy 35th birthday. Joanna Elizabeth Brady Stroma a happy birthday. And Joseph Andrew Staley a happy 40th birthday today. And that does it for birthdays on Instagram for the month of August. Now we still have one more birthday on So we still have one more birthday on YouTube for the month of August, and then we move into birthdays in September, which starts on Sunday. So there's that. This is also Labor Day weekend, so everyone's going to be going out and doing stuff. But one last thing. I know I keep saying one last thing, but I'm planning on going to see a movie called Afraid today, a little later on today. And then we have Beetlejuice on Friday the 6th, which will be my last movie before the trip, which is this coming Friday, a week from today. And then there's a movie on the 13th, and then I believe there's a movie on the 20th, and I think there's a movie on the 27th, but I have to go look. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog, and bye-bye.